records reflecting that you required any dental work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
Our bridesmaids quote coming in.
I don't know.
Need dental work.
I don't recall.
You don't recall one way or another seeking dental care for any injuries you allegedly sustained?
You asked me about if I had produced records or if I had records. That's a different question.
Did you ever see a dentist or an oral surgeon as a
Yes.
result of any injuries you sustained with Mr. Depp?
Not about any injury I had from Johnny, no.
Why were you so
And you don't have any
combative
medical records reflecting that you required any reconstructive work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
I never required reconstructive work, so there would be no records.
What
All
you
right.
do have, Ms. Heard, are pictures of Mr. Depp sleeping, though, right? The jury saw a lot of those.
Yes.
Ms. Heard, let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1090, which is already in evidence. You took this photograph, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And you testified that this was taken in Tokyo in July of 2013, correct?
Yes.
So you decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep on the floor?
He was passed out.
That's a
And I
yes.
took a picture of him because he wouldn't remember. He claimed he didn't pass out that way. And sometimes security would carry him like a baby into bed, get him changed, and he would be none the wiser. So I started taking pictures of it so that he knew
That doesn't
that
sound
it was
like
real,
a very
that it had gotten
violent
this bad.
person. Like
Let's
calling
take
him
a
a
look
baby.
at Defendant's Exhibit 1091, which is already in evidence. You took this picture as well.
Yes,
And this is a picture that was taken in the Bahamas, right?
it's one of them, yes.
And this is a picture of Mr. Depp taking a nap on his tropical island.
I believe he was on the nod, but as he would say.
Sleeping on the nod on his island.
They're very different, in my opinion. And
Okay.
yes, he is on the island.
On vacation.
We were on vacation, yes.
Let's also take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1092, which is also in evidence. We also took this picture, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct. I did.
And this is another picture of Mr. Depp asleep in a chair.
No, he was nodding off. Sleep is different. When you're nodding off, you're high on drugs.
I've
Didn't
heard
even
of
feel the
people saying
cigarette
nodding
in his
off
hand that
to
had
like indicate
nodding
whether
off
they're
is
been burning
sleeping.
on his leg.
Why
Yeah.
would she take
It was
pictures
cause
of
for
him sleeping
alarm
anyway,
for
unless-
me, naturally, because I cared about him.
Of course he did.
It's your testimony under oath that Mr. Depp is holding a cigarette in this picture?
He had been.
You seem to really like taking pictures of Mr. Depp while he's sleeping, don't you?
I
Yep.
hated it. I hated it.
That's why I
Let's
did it
look
all
at
the time.
Defendant's Exhibit 1094, which is also in evidence.
The sass.
You took this picture of Mr. Depp as well, didn't you?
I did.
And you decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep with ice cream spilled all over him, right?
He was nodding off, and I was worried about how bad the medications and the medication change and the drug use had gotten, where he wouldn't even feel ice cream or a lit cigarette on him, and it scared me.
So you took
Really?
a picture of it.
Yes, I wanted him to get help, and Johnny's surrounded by enablers who clean up after him. and
Objection,
protect
Your
him.
Honor, I'm going to move to strike everything after yes, that she took this picture.
Still
Nice.
responsive, Your Honor.
The question was, did you take this picture?
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. This isn't a very flattering picture of Mr. Depp, is it?
No, it's not.
You wouldn't agree that this is, or you would agree with me that this is an embarrassing scene, right?
Yes, I think it's a part of getting help is looking at it, seeing it.
But you sent this picture to one of your friends, didn't you?
I don't recall.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 252. We'll only be looking at the portion of this document. So if we could please call it Defendant's Exhibit 252A.
Holy cow,
And
60,000
for
folks.
ease, we've gone
Awesome.
ahead and redacted it.
Welcome, guys.
Awesome.
Yes, I was asking for support. That's correct.
There's no question yet, misheard. So directing your attention, I'm going to move to admit Exhibit 252A.
That's what
Any
she's doing, Debbie.
objection? Any objection, Ms.
Doing a
Bretta?
good job of it too.
Could you turn your microphone again? I'm sorry. Thank you.
I need to see it first because I
Okay.
don't know what they redacted.
252.
We
Someone in the
redacted
chat said
the
sleeping aggressively, no
identifiers
doubt. It's a very aggressive
and
sleep.
anything that's not misheard
Go up or down.
text messages. Consistent with hearsay.
Agreed, Ashley. Totally agree.
You ready to reapproach?
Okay.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This cross-examination, I really didn't want to like overhype it, but I feel like this is exactly what I was hoping for.
Going well.
Absolutely.
It's going very well.
Everything.
It's beautiful.
It truly is a thing of beauty.
I mean, it's both. She's both getting admissions and fights. Both are horrible for her. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And the fact that Camille is just she keeps rolling with it. Like she's not getting bogged down on anything.
No, she
And
really
she's got
had it.
like
Her tone.
sorry, go
doesn't
ahead.
change.
Go ahead.
She
Yeah,
keeps
and-
hiding behind the discovery, though. The typical way to do that is to walk over there, show her signature on their discovery responses, and say, "Did you sign that?" And say, "Show me where that picture is listed in there." But this case is too complicated to do that stuff with. You can do it with a smaller case without this many facts, but
Yeah.
it's too much here.
It is a little bit more complicated.
Also,
Yeah.
very quick note from me. Very quick note from me. She still has that thing where she looks at the jury for reaction and connection, but she's doing it a little different because with her own lawyer, she would wait for the question to be finished, then she would turn to the jury and sell her answer. With Camille, she's turning her head away before the question is even finished, which is very dismissive. Like, you can't hold my attention. I'm here for them, not you.
Mhm.
That's interesting. That's cool. Good call.
Thanks.
When I was thinking of you, Spidey, she's walked back a lot of her prior answers with personally, or it looks that
Yeah,
way.
exclusions.
all the things that
Or
you
Yeah,
it
said.
great
felt
call.
that way.
Felt
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So those
Yeah.
are called
Partially-
exclusions.
Partial.
We call those exclusions or
Well,
exclusion
in Amber's
qualifiers.
defense, she's on shrooms.
And MDMA. That one time at Coachella.
So yeah, personally, partially, that's the way it felt. These are all exclusions or
Right.
exclusion qualifiers because it's not technically the entire, like it could still be all this, but it's partially this, or personally, I think it's this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And it does seem like Camille is kind of getting under her skin a little. So
Oh,
She
absolutely.
is.
Yep.
Definitely.
Am I still echoing?
a little.
No, I don't think so. I think you're good.
Natalie, lawyer chick.
Hey,
it
I'm
going?
finally on a computer. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see
Sure,
you. We're
does
just
this
letting anybody in here
refresh your
now.
recollection that you did in fact send this picture to your friend Rocky Pennington?
Yes, I did.
No, you recall.
And you sent it to her on August 7th, 2014 at 11:24 p.m., correct?
That is correct.
So you sent Miss Pennington this picture of Mr. Depp with ice cream spilled on him, right?
That is correct.
And you wrote, quote, "This is what I've been dealing with," end quote. Did I read that right?
You did read that right. That's correct.
And this is you protecting Mr. Depp.
That is me getting support from my best friend.
This is you supporting Mr. Depp.
This is me getting support from my best friend. I also need support.
You weren't afraid the monster would get upset that you took this picture?
This was
Monster.
Opiate Johnny. This is a different version of him. This is Opiate on the Nod Johnny.
And you weren't afraid that Opiate Johnny, or the monster as you called him, would get upset that you sent this picture to your friend?
Well, he's all of those things. Of course he could get upset. Of course that's scary to me, of course.
Didn't
But
stop you from sending this picture to your friend, did it?
why would it?
Whoa.